Warning. In a previous video, we explained that there are two possible ways of building the BMC from the value proposition. Either develop the right side first, focused on the customer, or start with the left side, focused on the technology. We decided to work on the right side first because we believe that there is no point in spending time, money, and energy if you don't know whether there is a market. And that's, even if the technology is your starting point. Remember, you have to distinguish the innovation portfolio from the technology portfolio. It is important to guarantee the maturity, stability, and reliability of the technology, which is done by managing the technology portfolio, then thinking about its use, and then working on the right-hand side before returning to the left-hand side of the BMC. Once the existence of a potential market is assured, we can focus our attention on how to deliver our value proposition by working on the three boxes on the left-hand side: key activities, key resources, and key partners linked to the elements of the value proposition. Here we use the same logic as before, with basic questions that require the most precise and accurate answers possible over the course of iterations and hypothesis work. Don't forget to use the links, dashboard, and action plan tools to help you manage this process. In terms of key activities, the questions to ask yourself are: what are the activities related to the value chain? What key activities are needed to achieve the value proposition? What about channels, customer relationships, revenue streams? You will need to be mindful of how the elements of the value proposition relate to the identified activities. These activities are linked to the company's value chain, design, marketing, production. The key activities represent the skills and technologies that are essential to the realization of the value proposition. They can be based on technological bricks, which are elements that we have developed in our technological portfolio. We will then be able to describe the most important actions for the model to work. The key activities are controlled either by internal resources and/or external partners. With respect to key resources, the main questions are: what do you need most? Who are the experts, the skills necessary to master the key activities? We will then have to make sure that each activity has the necessary resources to function. At this stage we will identify the resources that we control and those that are necessary but missing. At the same time, we will make sure that each resource really contributes to the elements of the value proposition and to all the elements on the right. At the end of the iteration process and hypothesis testing, we will be able to define the most important resources required to make the model work. In terms of key partners, the questions to ask are: who are our key partners and suppliers? What resources and activities are supported or generated by them? We will then be able to describe the network of partners and suppliers to make the model work. At the end of the iteration process, and always keeping in mind the principle of interdependence, we have a left side that is structured to support a value proposition that has a market. We can now turn our attention to the economic elements, namely costs and revenues.